sir.
Just wait, ma'am. I'll just open that file.
Good afternoon to all the participants. I, on behalf of management of Bannari Institute of Technology and Providence College for Women, I welcome the speaker, Dr. David Maxim Gururaj sir, and all the participants for Day 5 Faculty Development Program on Software Tools for Mathematical Education. Now I request Dr. V.M. Revati ma'am, Assistant Professor, Department of Mathematics, Bannari Institute of Technology, to introduce our speaker to the participants. Over to you, Revati ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning to all. On behalf of management and organizing committee of Bannari Institute of Technology, Sathyamangalam, and Providence College for Women, Coonoor, I would like to welcome Dr. David Maxim Gururaj sir to our 5th day faculty development program on software tools for mathematical education. We welcome you, sir. Currently, he is an assistant professor in School of Advanced Sciences, Mathematics Division, Vellore Institute of Technology, Chennai campus. He obtained his doctoral degree from Bharatiya University, Coimbatore. His area of research includes fluid dynamics, hybrid nanofluid flow, past various geometries, MHD effect in blood flow, statistical analysis and optimization. He has 20 years of teaching experience and 10 years of research experience. He has guided 14 MPhil scholars and 1 PhD scholar under his guidance. Currently, he is guiding 3 PhD scholars in the area of hybrid nanofluids. He has more than 20 research articles in peer-reviewed international journals, and he is also editorial board member of International Journal of Applied Sciences, Syria Journal of Mechanics, and Syria Journal of Mathematics. With this introduction, I would like to invite Dr. David Maxim Gururaj sir to give a talk on VIT of Python. Sir, the session is yours.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you for your nice introduction. At the outset, I thank the organizers of Bannari Amman as well as Providence College for giving me an opportunity to just discuss whatever I know in a little bit in Python with respect to data science. So now, ma'am, can I share my screen now?
Sure, sir.
Okay. So you're able to see my screen now, ma'am? Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir, it is visible, sir.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. Thank you. So actually, what actually I've done here is actually this is Python is as a language. It is a very big one. Lot of new libraries are created daily since it's an open source. So I'll just given an idea about what is Python, how it is being used for our data analytics. Okay. So now, so this is my outline of my presentation today. So I'll be giving some introduction to Python, because any languages it has its own structures. So we will discuss that in detail. Already you might know that, but there are some specific indentation which you have to do in Python. So we'll be discussing that in the first module. Okay. So what I will do, I will just go to the Jupyter notebook. Okay, and I'm going to do it. So if you people, what you can do is you can go into CoCal, okay, and you can access the Jupyter notebook there, and you can work simultaneously. Okay, so I will also show that that is and the second module which I'm going to discuss is obviously how to deal with data analytics with Python. I'm just going to give an introduction only because it is a vast area. So today, right now, I'll just give an introduction. So before that, what I have done is I have already having Python installed in my installed in my notebook in my laptop. I went to that anaconda.com website. From there, I have downloaded Python 3. So and I'm going to use the Jupyter notebook. Okay, so I'm going to use Jupyter notebook. We know Jupyter notebook is one of the best Python IDE. Okay, so what is an IDE? We know it is a integrated development environment. It is a best IDE which is extensively used for data science. So that means this IDE Jupyter notebook supports numerical simulation, data cleaning, machine learning, and data visualization, and statistical modeling. For all these, this happens to be the best one. Apart from that, you can also use PyCharm, you can use Spider, okay, you can use Kite. So many editors are available, but right now I'm going to use this only, Jupyter Notebook. And I should also want to mention this to show this one. So here I have, you can go to CoCal. Okay, if you want to work in online, you go to CoCal. Then you can use your Gmail ID or GitHub ID. You can get into it. There also you can go to Jupyter Notebook. See, this is the thing which I'm having right now with me. So I have accessed this through online. So I'm going to GoCal and I've chosen the corresponding Jupyter Python 3. So I'll be getting this shell. In this shell, I have just for you to show you how to do it. I've given one particular thing, and I've just imported a data set. Okay, so this is the place where you can also work right now. If you're having the software inside, it's well and good. You can go to the Jupyter Notebook and you can work directly. Otherwise, you go to CoCal. Okay, you create a project there. Okay, and you can start working with Python here. Okay, so now let me. So this is the corresponding screen, which is a CoCal screen. You can see VIT. I've given the project name as VIT CoCal. Okay, and I have just, so I'll be getting shells like this where I can run my code. Okay, see, these are the cells where I can run my code. Okay, now I'm switching back to the thing. Okay, so now I will give a small introduction of this Python. You know, this language came into existence from 1991, and it was developed by Guido van Rossum. Okay, still the if you take any data science course through online, like Coursera, if you take any data science course which uses Python, he will come and he will give a small introduction about the Python. Okay, so actually it was developed at the National Research Institute for Mathematics and Computer Science in the Netherlands, and it was named after the famous BBC comedy show, namely Monty Python's Flying Circus. Okay, so this is the small history about Python language. Okay, so what is the another important thing is, when we went into Python, I will tell you. So installing Python, I have already discussed in detail. If you want to install in your PC or laptop, you go to anaconda.com. There you choose the corresponding Python for your operating system, and there you can install it. Once you install, you can see the Jupyter Notebook. You can go there and you can start working with it. Okay, right. And as of now, as of today, you can go to that CoCal and you can log in using your Google credentials or GitHub credentials, and you can start working on it. Okay, right. So there's an option where you can also upload the data files. Okay, and then work with the data files. Okay, right. Ma'am, am I audible now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Okay, ma'am. So now let us see. Usually, the data types for a languages are very important. So right now, Python offers 5 standard data types, namely numbers, strings, lists, tuple, and dictionary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go my Jupyter Notebook, and I'm going to run. Okay. So now first, suppose I want to give you a number. Okay, so I'm going to see this one by one. As I mentioned, let us see first integer, how to give an integer. So I'm going to give, so for example, a equal to some 5. Okay, then I'm going to call a. So if I run this, see, I can get a equal to 5. Similarly, I can give some other variable b equal to some floating point 3.14. Okay, then if I call b, I have to call b, then I can run this. So this is an integer type, this is a float type. Okay, so if you find, it says type of a is integer. Okay, similarly, I'm going to find what is the type of b which I've created. It is float type. So in such a way, you can key in the integer or floating data. Okay, this is first data type. Okay, now And there's another important thing. I can also give complex numbers. For example, let me give a complex number like this: a equal to some 17 plus. Here instead of I, they are using j. Instead of I, they are using j. Now let me run this. See, this is the corresponding complex number. Suppose I want to access only my real part or access only my imaginary part, I can give a dot real. Okay, so 17 is my real part. A dot image. Okay, I can give image. Okay, so this gives me the imaginary part. Or if I want to print both the real and imaginary part, I can give print. No issues. I will just copy everything. I will post it in the chat box so that you can access that and you can work with. After doing this, I will post it in the chat box. So I'm going to run this now. So sorry, I've given print. Sorry, I've given A. No, I've given X here. That's the issue because A is the one I have stored it. Okay. Let me run this one. So this is my real and imaginary parts. Okay. Now let me first copy these codes. I'm doing cell by cell. Then only it will be easy for you to understand. That's why I'm using cell by cell. I will share this code one by one, so you can take that one. Okay. Because if you do it together along with me, then only you can easily understand what actually happening. Because this is a programming language, so we should practice it. Then only we will never forget that. Okay, I'm just sharing the code quickly, as quick as possible. I can do. Okay, I'm a dot real. I will just give you the a dot real. You can use it for imaginary also. Okay, that you can try from your side. Okay, and I'm just going to give print. This also I will share on this. Okay, right. Okay, so these are things which I have shared with you. You can work and see. Now let us move further. Now let us go to the list. Okay, so I'm going to create a list. That's another data type. So usually if I create list, okay, list it is mutable. That means I can alter list. Okay, now let me create one list. List one. Okay, I am going to use this square brackets. Remember, the brackets are very important because each bracket represents one particular data type. I'm using square bracket because for list I'll be using square bracket. For tuple I'll be using the curly braces, and for the dictionary I'll be using the flower bracket. Okay, so brackets are important. Now let me create a sequence like this. List like this: 20, 10, 50, 40, 50. Okay, and let me call this so that I can see what is inside. Okay, now let me run this now. Okay, so my values are 20, 10, 50, 40, 50. So these are the elements of my list. Now suppose I want to add one value here in the list. I want, because this we usually used to do when we are going when you are dealing with data science, data analysis. Suppose I want to append some value or I want to remove some value. Okay, so all these things I can do here. So let me try to append one data point here. For example, let it be some value 60 or some other. Okay, so I'm going to append it. List one dot append. Okay, let me just add one more value 60 to it. Okay, and let me call that list one to view whether it is the value has been appended correctly. So let me run this now to see. So I've appended one value to my list. So that is why the list is called mutable, where I can do operations on that list. Okay, so now let me first I'll finish all the thing which I'm going to do on list. Then I will upload. I will share this. Then suppose I want to insert a particular item in between. Remember here the indexing starts from 0, 0, 1, 2, 3. Okay, Now I want to insert one value in between 20 and 15. Okay, so, okay. So sorry, I want to insert after one at the position 1. So let me list like this. List. I'm using the same one. List 1 dot insert. Insert. I want to specify at what position. What is the value I'm going to insert? Okay. Okay. Now let me run this. See, after this is 0, at the first position I am inserting. So 20 means, as you know, indexing starts from 0. So 0, in the first place I am just bringing 15 inside. Okay. Similarly, I can just remove some variables outside this. Let me run that one. Pop command. List 1 is my list. Pop. List 1. Okay, now let me run this. Okay, so here I have popped out the similar values. So you can see 25, 15. So 10 is removed. So 0, 1, 2. The position at the 10th, the 0 position, first position, second position. That particular value is removed from my thing. Suppose let me again remove the fifth value from this. For example, let me use list 1 dot pop. Okay. Let me run this one. Okay, so I have successfully removed the 0, 1, 2, this 0, first, second, third, fourth one. Fourth one has been removed. So remember, the indexing starts from 0. Okay, indexing starts from 0. Now the last one which I'm going to work on list is, let me sort the list. I need to sort the list. So this usually we will do while finding the median. While finding the median, we will try to arrange the data in some order, usually in ascending order. Then only you will be trying for finding the median. Okay, so that is list 1 dot sort. Okay, now let me run this. Let me once again call list 1. Okay, so see, I have sorted it 15, 20, 40, 50, 60. So what I'm trying to say is, list is a data type which you can modify. Okay, and I have just mentioned some of the frequently used modification which I can do. Okay, so now let me copy this from my side and give it to you. I thought of typing everything in a single cell, but you won't get the feel of what is happening. So that's why I'm using different cells. I think it will be useful for you from your side. You can just copy that, put it in the Cocal, and you can work. Okay. 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 Right. And sort I have to give, no, because. Okay. So you can work from your side and see. Okay. The next data type I'm going to discuss is tuple. Okay. So we know that tuple, I'm going to use the curly braces. Okay. And I cannot modify the tuple. Tuple cannot be modified. Okay. So now let me, I hope this you can use it now. Now let me go inside. Okay. So I'm going to use tuple. So let me give tup. Okay. Let me give tuple equal to tup equal to, if I just use a curly braces, sorry. Okay. I'm just going to type, for example, let me write Sunday. Okay. Monday. Okay. Then I'm going to give 10, 20. You can see, okay, I'm going to separate all the things by a comma. Okay, and I can have different types of data, whereas this is a character data or a string, whereas these are numeric data. Okay, now let me call that. Now let me run this. See, Sunday, Monday, 10, 20. This is another data type which I can use so that my elements can be of the mixed data. If one can be a character, or one can be a string, one can be a numeric data, that to float and integer and so on. Okay, so let me copy this and give it to you. Okay, all right. So now let me go back. Next one which I want to discuss is dictionary. Okay, so it is nothing but an unordered collection of items where each item is a key colon what is the pair, value pair. So it is an unordered collection of items where each item there will be a key colon what is the value pair. Okay, okay. So now let me define one dictionary item. So see, only so whatever I'm giving into the left, they are all my user defined one. The user is defining this. Okay, but this is the syntax. So instead of this, if I give a curly braces like this braces, it denotes I'm going to define a dict data type. Okay, for example, I can write R for rainy. It's rainy. Okay, then I can mention some yes. Sorry, let me use a capital one. Yes for summer. Okay, and some, let me add another one more element to it. W for winter. Okay, now let me call this again. Okay, if I run this one, I can see. So this is the dict data type. Okay, so data types are very, very important because we will be using this inside our data manipulation. Okay, so now let me copy this and give it to you. You can give anything for the, for example, you can give S for Samsung, N for Nokia, A for Apple phone, whatever it is. Okay, so I'm creating some dictionary where each item is a key colon what is the value, corresponding value pair. Okay, 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 right. Now let us move further. Now I'm going to move to the as you know, the backbone of any programming is the looping structure. So here also the similar type conversion you can do. You can typecast a variable. You can convert from uh, integer to character, or a floating, everything you can do. But right now I'm going to skip all this. I will directly move into the if statement. Okay, so let me because here the indentation is very important. We know the if statement. Another thing is the general if statement everyone know, because most of you might have done some programming languages, but here the indentation is very important. So now let me discuss that. Before that, to comment anything in Python, I'm going to use this hash symbol. So I'm doing hash. Let me write if statement. Okay, now let me give one. First I'm going to talk about if else. So let us define what is if else. So for example, I will give age equal to int of, I'm going to give the age as int. So I'm going to input that from the keyboard. So input, so let me write like this, enter age of a person. Okay, enter the age of a person. Then if age greater than or equal to 18, remember you have to put a colon, then print. See the indentation correct, it will prompt you to give the right indentation. Print, I can say he or she is eligible to vote, okay, I can say. Else, so see the indentation has to be here, else colon, okay, print, sorry, I can use single quote, I can double quote because it's a string. He or she, let me write like this, he or she is not eligible to vote. Okay. Okay, now let me run this line. So I've given age, so it will ask me to give the age. So based on the date, it is going to run. Okay, so it asks enter the age of the person. Okay, so now let me give some 15, a person who is less than 18. So it should give me is not eligible to vote. That means what happens when this condition is true, this block will run. Otherwise, this block is going to run. Okay. So in this case, it is not eligible to vote. Now let me run it again and give a value greater than 80. Okay, okay. Let it be 18 because I'm giving greater than or equal to. If we give 20, is or he or she is eligible to vote. Okay. So this is if statement. Why I specifically mention this because this indentation is very important in Python. Okay. Now let me copy this and I will share here. Okay. You can also run from a side. Please run it from a side, then only you will get the feel of it. Okay, right? Because gradually we will be moving to regression. Okay, so what I have planned is I will just go for some plots, then I will go for some constructing a frequency table for individual data set. Then gradually I will move to regression. Okay, right? So now let me go to the next one. It is called if-elif statement. Okay, else if no, we usually call this else if, but here it is called if-elif. Okay, if let me put dollar with hash if elif else statement. I'm giving comment. Okay, okay. So let me use the one example where what it does first. It is going to check a condition. If the condition is true, it is going to print. Okay, then it will come out. If the condition is not true, it is going to check another condition. Okay, then that particular thing will be executed. Otherwise, it will come out. Okay, so this is the sequential execution of if-elif statement. But here I am using elif. Remember, not else if, elif. Okay. Now let me define one Python program new number. I'm going to input int. That means I'm going to give an integer input. Okay, let me give like this. Enter a number. Okay, this number. Then if num is what I've given is greater than 0 colon, I have to give colon. Okay, print. What is that? I can say positive number. Can I say the number is positive? The number is positive. Okay, right. Then I'm going to use elif because I've checked one condition. Okay, and I'm going to go for elif. So elif, I'm going to check another condition. Number equal to. See, you should put double equal to. That is the notation for equal to. If you put single equal to means it is an assignment operator which assigns some value to the left. But if you want to show equal to, then two equal to sign should be there. 0. Then it has to be colon. Okay. Then I'm going to print. Sorry, let me give a single quote because I'm using single quote only. The number is 0. The number is 0. Okay. Else I don't need to check any condition further because obviously it has to be a negative number. Print. Okay. The number is negative. Number is negative. Okay. Now let me run this. Okay. So it will ask for a number. Okay. So now let me give one number. For example, let me give -5 and see what happens. The number is negative. Okay. Similarly, let me run once again. Let me give a value 8. The number is positive. So here what happens first, this condition is been checked. If this is true, so suppose I'm giving number as 5, so this is true, so this will be printed. If it is equal to 0, then the number will be 0. So if you're giving a negative number, this statement is also wrong, this is also wrong. So obviously it has to be the last one. Okay. So these are some. Here they see the indentation and the colon is important. Okay. Let me share this. Please carefully see the indentation and then do. Okay. That is very, very important. Now let me go for. So I hope, if there's any doubt so far, if there's any doubts, are you having any doubts, ma'am? Can I proceed? Okay, so I will go to nested if. Next one, ma'am. Ma'am, if people can hear me, no? Ma'am, you can hear me, ma'am?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. Okay, okay. So we will have doubts at the as the last one, ma'am. Okay, now I will give a nested if state problem. The same problem I will use. Okay. So that is I'm the same one. Instead of this thing, I'm going to give two ifs. So the outer if means I want to correspondingly take the corresponding else. So that will be one block. The inner will be the another block. You know this one. Those who are familiar with programming know this one. Is int input. Let me give the same one. So I have to give the as a, because this will prompt me to give a number from the keyboard. Okay, enter this number. Then if num is greater than 0, colon is important. Okay, then again I'm going to check one more condition. If num equal to 0, equal to means double equal to this colon. Okay, print, see the indentation, it automatically does, but you should be carefully, you should do it. It is, the number is 0, the number is 0. Okay, now else, now this else for this in inner block, the else which I'm going to type is for the inner block. Else print the number is positive, number is positive. Okay, now this inner block is over. Now I have to go to the outer block. Okay, because I've given another else, so that is the outer block's else. Okay, so print the number is negative. The number is negative. Okay, now let me run this one. So it asks for a number, the same thing. Let me give some -7 something. So the number is negative. So what happens if I give -7? These, okay, number greater than 0. Okay, it is obviously, it is not so. Okay, so because I've given a negative value, excuse me, getting a call. Just wait. So now, sorry, coming back to this. Okay, so let me copy this and give it to you. Okay, so similarly, okay, so now let me go back to this one. So we have seen if statement, if else's, and similarly looping in Python. Okay, that is also important. You know the while loop. Okay, So some loops can run infinitely, okay. So or based on the conditions, some loop will break down, okay. So there are different types of loops. One is called pre-test. You know the pre-test loop, is it? In this type of loop, what happens? The condition is checked first, then the control moves inside the block, okay. For examples are while and for loops are such a type, okay. Then post-test loops are there, but usually in any programming language we do have the post-test loops. What happens? The statement inside the loops are executed and the condition is checked, but this is right now this is not supported in Python. So post-test loops are not available in Python, okay. And for continuing loops we will be going for continuing loops will be used for. So I will just mention one or two quickly, then and I will move to the next part, okay. I'll just mention one or two quickly, then I will move to the next part, okay. So let me go inside the Python itself, okay. So now let me type for while. Let me while, and I know this is going to be the example for while. Let me put a bracket, finite loop, okay. Now let me define some a equal to 5, okay, while a greater than 0 colon, okay. I'm going to print a, and let me write a minus equal to, that means I'm going to reduce a. It becomes 1, first it is 5, then it will become 4, 3, 2, okay. Okay, then finally it will I have to end that, okay. Let me give like command like this, print end, okay. Now let me run this. See, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 end. So based on this, actually I am just we know plus plus means it adds. I'm going to decrement a, so finally it comes to n. So this is example for finite loop, but I will give an example for infinite loop. It keeps on running, okay. So let me, while this example for infinite loop, okay. So the same thing, let me use the same thing, a equal to 5, okay. I will use the same thing. I will just copy this and paste it here. I will just remove this statement, okay. So if I run this, you can see it keeps on going, okay. So I'm going to run this one. See the file, it never stops, keeps on going. See, so this value, so this is a never ending loop, okay. So we know that, why? Because the condition is not met there. The condition which we are giving in the previous one breaks the loop, whereas the condition does not, because for whatever value is greater than 5, it keeps on printing that value, okay. Right. So now let me copy these two. I think you can modify it from your end easily. Let me give the infinite loop also. Okay, right. Now I'll go to discuss about what is for. Then we'll be moving into the our data analytics part. Okay. So I hope you are parallel doing along with me, no? Okay, right. Now let me do one thing for. Then I will move to the next one. Okay, let me write that as, for example, digits equal to, okay, then for I in digits, for I in digits, see colon, that's important. Then print this I. I'm going to print that I, okay. Else print no items left over. Okay, so I'm just going to print one by one. Finally, after this 3, it would say no items left over. So for I, so I can say this is the, as you know, this is going to be my 0 index 1, 2. So based on that, it will print, and after that, it will come out. Okay, now let me run this. Using for statement here. It takes, see if this symbol comes, it is working on it. Since I run that infinite loop, there's an issue. Okay, because it's keep on running it. Okay. I have to wait for some time. That's why I thought I won't run that infinite loop, but I want to show you there's an infinite loop. Let me delete this cell. Now let me still it's working. See, the star is there means it is about to execute. It's taking so much. Okay, no issue, because I'm having another file already, but there I'm having all the answers. That is what I thought I won't use this. See, all the answers are there, so I can use this file again. Okay, so now we'll go to some plots. So I will come back to this. Okay, let me also remove this one. So okay, because this is entering my thing. Due to the infinite loop, there was an issue. Okay. Now let me go to the plotting. Okay, so now data analytics with Python. So what we are going to see here, we are going to plot. So many plots are there, but right now we are going to see only the handpicked one, plotting, and how to deal with missing data. Because once you collect a questionnaire, there might be missing data. So how to deal with the missing data? We are not going to actually take a data set and work. I'll show you how it has been done, how to find the missing value, then how to replace values, and how to discretization and binning means. Suppose I'm having individual data points, how to construct the frequency table. Then I will end up with the simple linear regression. Okay, so this is my plan. Okay, so that I will try to cover all the things. Okay, so now let me go into the Python and see whether it's ready. Okay, so now I'm going to copy this from here. Okay, so I'm going for the simple line plot. I'm just going to copy this code and I'm going to execute here. Okay, so before that, I want to stress upon an important thing: packages in Python. Okay, packages in Python. Okay, essential libraries, I can say essential libraries in Python. As you know, there are numerous libraries. One is NumPy. What is NumPy? Numerical Python. Okay, it is exclusively used for numerical computation in Python. One is NumPy. Then is Pandas. Okay, Pandas. What is Pandas? It is high-level data structure. It is used for high-level data structure and function designing. Okay, so whenever you are working with a table, okay, it will be easy if you use Pandas. Okay, so that is exclusive for high-level data structure computation. Pandas. Then we do have matplotlib. So that is library for producing plots. So see, I have also used matplotlib inside this particular code. Okay, so matplotlib is exclusively for producing plots and other two-dimensional data visualization. I'll be using matplotlib. Then SciPy. Okay, so SciPy is a collection of packages that addresses scientific computing, that addresses many scientific computing. Then scikit is there, scikit-learn. So that is exclusively used for machine learning. So that scikit-learn library is exclusive for machine learning. And we do also have stats model where you can do the regression modeling, ANOVA, time series analysis, ARIMA. Okay, then visualizing the statistical model results. So these are different packages. There are many packages available. I just handpicked some packages which are quite often used, frequently used, and which are helpful for us. So in that sense, I have imported matplotlib, okay, .pyplot as PLT. So what is this as PLT? I'm creating an object for this particular library. Okay, those who already know how the object-oriented programming concept is performed, we know Python is also written using the object-oriented hoops concept. So I'm creating an object. So this object will represent this particular library. So I can use this object using dot. I can access the function inside this matplotlib. So I import matplotlib.pyplot as PLT. Then I'm going to import numpy as MP. Why? Because I'm going to deal with data numbers. So I'm also imported numpy as MP. Then I'm creating a data range starting from 0 to 10. Okay. So I'm using np.arrange 10. Then I'm going to plot this. So I'm just going to plot a simple line plot. I'm going to do now. So now let me run this. It takes time, or due to that infinite loop which I run, I'm having an issue now. Okay, no, let me go into this. I will explain here itself. Okay, I'm going to run this one. Okay, so if I run this one, oh my god, it's really... see, so this is the corresponding plot. Okay, so I can see the data are plotted because I'll be getting a range from 0 to 10 that is plotted as a line. Okay, so this is a simple plot. Why I took this example? Because I want to insist upon the case that I have to import some libraries to perform my visualization in this case. Okay, now let me give that one. Okay, now let me go to the next one. Still it's working on. Okay, right. Next, the same thing. In the MATLAB, you might know the figure window you can divide into many cells. For example, if you're giving 2, 2 means I will be having 4 cells. So first one is 2, 2, 1, 2, 2, 2, then 130. 2 to 1, 2 to 2, then comes to the 1, 1, 1, 2 is completed, then it will come to 2, 1, 2, 2. So similarly, here I am going to draw the same subplot idea. Okay, first I am creating a figure window. Okay, already I have imported that one, that matplotlib. So I'm just using plt.figure. Okay, then I'm 2 to 1 means first I'm defining what is ax1. Ax1 is nothing but talks about the first plot. In the first plot, this is ax1, this is ax2. Now what to plot inside ax1 I'm giving here. I want to histogram. For data I'm just randomly generating the normal data. Okay, random normal data points. Bins, I'm telling how many bins I need. Bins means I can say how many bars, no, the distance between the one bar and the next bar, that is called bin. Okay, and color I'm mentioning, I want K means black color. Okay, and alpha means the gradual shading of this. Okay, similarly this is scatter plot of what I'm having here. So how I'm going for scatter plot, I'm creating a data point from 0 to 30 and I'm going to plot with some, see, I'm just going to add 3 times of the random number 30, the randomly generated normal number variate into 30. Okay, this I've given to just see the plot. Okay, now let me run this. Okay, now let me run this. See, so this is the plot I will be getting here. Remember, I have imported the PLT in the first case, so that's why it runs without any issue. If there is no matplotlib, then I cannot see this plot. Okay, so I'll just copy this. What is that? Sorry, it's here. I will give you here. Okay. So please work from your side and tell me whether you are able to get these the required plots, are able to get the required plots. Okay. Okay. So now I'm going to import another package known as cborn. Okay. And I'm just going to get an object known as SNS. Okay. So why I'm doing this, I'm going to concatenate two such normal curves together. Okay. So see, you can see here, let me run this. So import cborn as SNS. So here everything is based on the libraries which is available. So you have to import that, create an object for that, use that object to access it. So already we are having pandas, we are having numpy. Okay, already because everything I have mentioned here. So see, numpy is there, panda is, so let me copy these two and I will input here also. Okay, because I'm using MP, PD, SNS. So let me include all the three. Okay, import numpy as NP, then import pandas as PD. So I'm creating variables for this. So now let me run this one. Okay. Okay. Now let me run this again. It takes time. So if this comes means the execution is going on. Okay, right. So finally I got this output. Okay. So see, this COMP one is the first one. First histogram I'm creating. So that is I'm mentioning what is the mean, what is the standard deviation, what is the n size, everything I'm mentioning here. Okay. Then I'm going to combine these two using pandas. Okay. Combine these two and I'm going to plot this. So SNS this, so I'll be getting the entire plot of this. So this is concatenating two different distributions together and viewing the distribution. Okay. So this is an advanced type of plotting. Okay. So what is important here? What are the libraries I'm including here? Okay. So now let me copy this. Okay. Right. Now let me go to the let me move further. Okay. Now handling missing data. Okay, suppose I'm just creating a series. That series as advac artichoke. Okay, then I'm having np.nan. So there is one value missing value. Then avocado. Okay, then if I call the string data, I know it starts from 0 index. So 0 is advac artichoke, and since this value is missing, it is given as nan, not a number object. Okay, so once this is there, if you want to find, suppose in a big data set, if you're having many attributes, those are the columns. So those columns specify the characteristic of your data set, because the row usually specify the number of respondents who are giving the response. The column gives you the attribute of the data set. So suppose if some data is missing in a particular attribute, okay, you can fetch that corresponding attribute alone. You can fetch that attribute and you can check whether there's any missing value. For example, usually if you ask the annual income of a family, many of the people, they won't disclose that. They will just leave without mentioning anything in the questionnaire. So when you convert this into a data set, obviously there will be some missing values. So usually, what is the usual procedure? The previous speakers might have discussed this with you. Usually, some missing values, what they do, they in the column or attribute which we are going to analyze, they will find the mean or the median of the remaining data, and they will try to populate the missing value with that data. Okay, just like that, you should not delete that. I can populate that. That is one idea here. So the missing value is a very, very important idea in data analysis. Okay. So now to illustrate that, let me run this one. Okay. So I'm able to run this. Okay. So you can see the elements of this pd.series. Okay. It is utterback, artichoke, okay, NAN, because our missing value is there, avocado. Okay. Right. Now let me copy this. Now, sorry. No. Now let me try to figure out whether there is any missing data. So I am having a string underscore data variable which has some values, and there is a NaN also. So I'm going to check how to check that data underscore data is null. I'm just asking whether there is any null value. So this particular command will return only a Boolean value, that is either true or false. So whether the zero syntax element is null, no, so it returns false. The index one element is null, no, it returns false. But you can see the third one is in NaN, so it returns true. Okay, so let me run this one. See, I'm getting false because I'm having some data here. False, I'm having some data here. NaN, so it's true here, and next is false. Excuse me, ma'am, can you mute the participants? Because
ஒருவேளை அங்க ஒரு தண்ணி போறதுக்கு இது இருக்குல்ல, அதுல ஏதாவது ஐஸ் ஏதாவது அடைஞ்சிருந்தாலும் அப்படி ஆகும் ஒரு டைம்.
Excuse me, hello, ma'am, please can you mute? Can you mute yourself? Oh, okay, thank you. Oh, because it's very disturbing. Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes, sir.
Ma'am, please can you mute? I'm getting
Yes,
the.
Gayatri ma'am, can you please mute your microphone, ma'am?
This happens, ma'am. This happens in a hospital.
Yes, sir.
No issues.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Let me clear that. Okay. Okay. So I have successfully figured out that there are some missing values in my attribute or data series. Now, how to remove that? Okay. Usually here they are given the either to remove, but it's not a good practice to remove. In a big data set, I will try to have as many respondents data. So I will be trying to populate with the mean or median. But right now, I will run this. Okay. I'm going to run this one right now. Let me run this one. See here, 1 and this NA, both these NAs are removed. So what is the corresponding package I should do? I've already imported NumPy, but NumPy, in that I'm going to import NaN as NA. Okay. So, and I'm going to use drop NA. So if you use this particular command, so this is the data set where this series is stored, and I'm going to drop the missing values from that. So I'll be giving drop NA. Okay, so let me copy this and give it to you. So you can clearly see 1 NA is dropped, 3.5, other NA is dropped. I'll be getting 7. Okay. Okay. So filtering out data. Okay, right. Next is. So these are all small things, but they are very efficient. Why? Because you have to clean your data, and then only you can proceed. So now I'm having a data frame. You know what is data frame? Data frame is nothing but a data in table form, okay, where each and every attribute can be of different data type. For example, if you take a big data type, a big data set, the first can be they will ask the
name. Okay, then they will ask the age. So name is a string data, age is a numeric data. Okay, then they will ask gender, male, female. So again, a categorical data. So it is a combination of all that. We call that as a data frame. Okay, so now here I'm getting a data frame with 4 rows starting from 0. Index starts from 0, 1, 6.5, 3. Then 1 NA and full NA missing values and 1 NA here. Okay, so now let me run this. So I'm getting this one. Okay, now once this is defined, now I will try to remove the thing which is NA. So I'm going to drop the term which is as NA, at least 1 NA in its row. Okay, I'm going to drop those rows which contains at least 1 NA. Okay, now let me, since I've executed this, I will copy this. I will give you this one. Okay, you can run from your side. Please follow the same thing. Don't bring it to a single line. Okay, this dot 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 colon should be there. Okay, then only it will run. Okay, then let me try to clean it. So I'm just cleaning in the sense wherever there is an A, I'm going to leave those rows. Okay, so I'm going to run this command. So cleaned equal to data dot drop NA. So if I get drop NA in this data, wherever there is NA that is dropped, that means the corresponding entire row will be dropped. So this row doesn't have any NA, so I'll be having only that row. So this is used to filter down your data so that you can work on a data where there is no NA. Okay, so let me run this one. See, this is the thing which I'm getting here. Okay, NA. So now let me copy this and post it in the chat box. Okay, now so suppose I'm going to give, I want to remove only that row which has full NA values. Okay, only that particular row in a table. I'm talking about in a table. Okay, only that row where there is no fully NA values. Then I can give data drop NA how equal to all. All means it takes only those row which has full missing values. Okay, so now let me run this. Okay, so see here this NAN, the second row is fully removed. So I'm having 0th one, first one, third one. Okay, now let me copy this and give. Okay, okay, so now let me go further. And suppose I want to introduce a new column. I'm having 0, 1, 2. I'm going to introduce a new column. So I'm just mentioning data 4 equal to NA. Let me run this and see. Okay, once again, if I call this data, I can see a new additional column is added with all NAN values because I mentioned data 4 equal to NA. Okay, I'm just adding this rows, this particular column with NA. So you might wonder where all these things are used. When you go inside the data cleaning part of your data set, definitely you have to use all this. Okay, and I'm calling the data again. Right. Okay, now I want to drop that. So for dropping NA column, you have to write this axis equal to 1. Okay, this is very important. Okay, axis equal to 1 NA. This is syntax. Okay, so now let me run this. See, here it was NAN. This column is fully dropped. So axis equal to 1 all means it drops the column which has full NAN. Remember, no other value is allowed. Only axis equal to 1 is allowed. Okay, so let me copy this. Okay, so now you can work from say. Now let us replace values. So I'm going to replace values. So next, so NA, how can it be? All the NAs can be removed, or how NA can be removed. Everything we saw. Okay, now let us go to how to replace value. So suppose I'm having a series. In that series, I want to remove some values. Okay, for example, first I'm creating a sequence. in that sequence I'm going to remove, okay, or I'm going to replace 999 minus 999 with the NaN value. Okay, this is the sequence. So first let me run the sequence first. So data equal to PD. Already I have imported pandas as PD, so I can use pd.series. This is the series which I'm talking about. Okay, now in that I'm going to replace this minus 999 with the NaN value. Okay, so that is this command. I'm going to run this one. See, so what happens automatically? 1 minus 99 has become Na, 2 NaN, then 1003 and so on. So this is replacing values. So all these comes under the data cleaning. Okay, cleaning your data and your resizing your data. Okay, let me copy the next one. Data replace. Okay, so that you can run from a side and see, but carefully see that a proper thing. If you are using PD dot means check whether that particular library is included before. Okay, right. So now then I'm going to replace two values. I can also give us a sequence. I need to replace minus 999 and minus 1000 with NA. Sometimes you might have some very huge value which is completely irrelevant to the data set which you have collected. By mistake, they might have given some value. So in such a case, if you keep that and if you continue the process, you may end up in some outlier data. Okay, that will definitely affect your regression line, all those things. Okay, residual plot, everything. So what I can replace some values by NaN, then finally I can remove that NaN by the thing which you have seen already. Okay, so I'm going to replace this as a sequence. I want to replace minus 999 and minus 1000 with the NaN value. See, this is the corresponding result. Okay, which after execution I'm getting this. Okay, so let me copy this one and give it to you. Okay, now let me go back. So now I'm going to replace minus 999 with NaN and 1000 with 0. This also is possible. Here I'm mentioning as a sequence. Here also mentioning as a sequence. So this what happens for both the value NaN is replaced, but for this, for 999 NaN is replaced, for minus 1000 0 is replaced. Okay. So here all the example, I'm taking a small data set and doing this. If you're having a big data set, you can access the corresponding attribute and you can do all those things there. Okay. Okay. Right. Now let us move further. Now I'm coming to discretizing and and binning. So suppose I'm having an individual data set. For example, here I mentioned age is mentioned. So I want to create a class interval and what is the corresponding frequency in that class interval. Okay, so which will be further used for further analysis. Okay, so here I have given age is equal to, I have mentioned age. Okay, and it's 12 ages, age of 12 people are there. Then I can easily see my let me ages. Now let me run this. I'll sort it later because I thought I will. Okay, so if I need, I can add one more thing. If you want to add a bin here, you can go to insert, cell above, cell below, you can add it. Okay, you can add, but okay, right now. So usually what I will do, this is my individual data set. I will try to figure out what is the minimum of this age, maximum of this age, and I will try to construct some class interval. Okay, so right now let me construct a class interval from 18 I'm having to 100. So I'm going to construct from 18 to 25 one class interval. Okay, 25 to 35 another class interval. Excuse me. Excuse me, ma'am. Just
பண்ணாம வச்சுக்கிறேனே.
சார் HOD தான் அந்த எக்ஸிங் சார் தெரியுங்க எக்ஸல் ஷீட்ல மார்க் போடுறீங்களா ஆமா லேடா போட்டாதே மார்க் சொல்ல போறீங்களா
so sorry ma'am, so now coming to this, so I'm just going to create a class interval from 18 to 25, then from 25 to 35, okay, 35 to 60 and 60 to 100. So I'm trying to figure out this in terms of class interval. Okay, so I'm going to create bins for 18, 25, 35. I mentioned no 18 to 25, then from 25 to 35, okay, then from 35 to 60, 60 to 100. So based on this, I'm creating bins. Okay, now let me run this one. This is the bins. Okay, then I'm going to import pandas as PD. Now I'm going to use a command known as cut. So what actually it does, it takes this age and bins and it forms the class interval. Okay, the same thing you can do in R also, but there you have to mention whether you need a open interval or a closed interval, but this is automatically does that. Okay, so I'm using the same cut command is also available in R. Okay, but here I have to mention along with the object from pandas. So my categories, I've given categories equal to pd dot cut age bins. So if I run this one, so you can clearly see these are the class intervals. So what does this class interval implies? 18 to 25 means the first data 20 lies in this interval. Again, I'm 18 to 25. So 22 also lies in that interval. So what is 25? 25 also lies in that interval and so on. Why 25 comes here? Because this end is closed. So automatically 25 is included. So where 27 will be in 25 to 35 and so on. So all these denotes the individual interval where these points lie. Okay. So I'm having 4 such categories here: 18 to 25, 25 to 35, 35 to 60, and 60 to 100. So I have successfully converted the individual observation into class intervals now. Now I want to figure out what is the frequency in each class interval. So what is the thing in R? I'll be using table. Here it's counts. Okay, I'm going to counts pd dot value underscore counts cats. So I'm going to count means what? I'm going to count to 22. This will be in this. So 18 to 25 1, then 18 to 25 2, 18 to 25 3. In similar way, I'm going to count it and I'm going to give this in form of table. See, this is the table which you usually see in our book. No, this is the table. You know, the class interval will be given. What is the corresponding frequency? So now let me run this one. Okay, so see, I'm getting the, so that means what happens out of this 12 data points, 5 points is in this class interval, 3 points is in the class interval, and so on. Okay, now let me copy this and give it to you. So I think I've given you, ma'am, till, okay, right. So now let me copy this and give. Please work with Cocal so that you will. Okay. I'm using bins. So all these bins, I have created a name for that. You can give anything which you want. Okay, the one which you can easily understand. Okay, then I'm importing pandas and categories. I've given as cats. You can give category. I'm just copying and giving this. Next one. Okay, then pd dot value count. So here, whenever you're using library, it should be dot. That means you're going to use that object. You're going to access the corresponding function inside that. Okay, right. Now let us move further. So please run from your side and let me know if there is any. Now let us move to simple linear regression. Okay, now I want to tell you that I don't know how to share that data file. I am having a data file here. Okay, reg2 hardness, regr, these are data files. You can see these are csv files. If I open this, I can see comma separated value files. Okay, sorry, this is not a command, this is excel file only. So okay, so this is excel file. So I'm just going to bring this excel file inside first. Okay, first I'm going to bring this excel file inside my python, then I'm going to work on that. Okay, so for that, first let me load the package. Already I've loaded it. Okay, so import pandas as pd. Okay, right. Okay, so now see how I'm accessing the file. So go to the file first, something like this. First to go there. What I want to access now, I want to access reg2. Okay, this file. So first you want to give the path of the file. So you just right click that, you go to properties, copy the location. Okay, copy the location, come here, inside this quotes you give the location. Okay, then you change the backward slash to forward slash, mention the file. That means I'm just mentioning where the file is. There is called the path of the file. So it is in my PC, it is in under user, admin, desktop, under my data, under BIT, I'm having this file. Okay, so and this data. So the file which is there in my local drive, if I run this command, it comes inside here. See, it comes there. Okay, I already shown you. Okay, that file is nothing but which contains data pertaining to this one. Let me open that Excel file. It contains data to hydrocarbon level and O2 level. Hydrocarbon level, O2 level. So your O2 is going to depend on the hydrocarbon level. Okay, so I can think of fitting a linear regression for this. Okay, so this is the Excel file. So I'm trying to bring that inside my thing. So I'm just mentioning the path. Those are working in CoCal, you can go here. Okay, and you can come to the file section. See, upload is there. You can upload the file. Okay, so it will come into the corresponding project in which you are working. In that way, I have bought this file. See, reg2 file I have bought inside successfully. Then you can work with this. Those working in CoCal also can do that. CoCal allows you to put the file inside the particular corresponding project folder and you can work. Okay, if you're having in a local drive, I prefer this. Okay, so I'm able to bring that particular data file inside. Now let me think of going for a regression plot for this regression plot. So I should remember I'm going to import matplotlib as PLT. Okay, then cbone as SNS, because I'm going to use for regression plot, I'm going to use that SNS object, then numpy as NP. Okay, so now data x data is data of hydro. See, this is the way to access the corresponding attribute. Okay, so if I print x here, I'll be getting the x data. Okay, if I print x, I'll be getting the x data. Now let me okay. Let me do it in a separate line. Okay, if you want to see, you have to. I'll use a later on. I'll use a separate cell. I will run there. If you print x, so what should be there? There you should have the attribute hydrocarbon level. Then y is nothing but the data of O2. So that whatever there in the attribute, that column O2 is stored in y. Okay. Then I'm going for plotting this. Okay, plotting figure. Okay, then I'm going for the regression. So this is the regression plot. Okay, the regression plot. I can see the regression band also. We used to call this is the regression band. Okay, so this is nothing but it gives me the confidence interval band as well as the prediction interval band. Okay, we call this as the interval band. So this is the data points. So for to see the data points for this, I use to scatter. Okay, I find the mean and mean of y. Okay, so np dot mean. Here only I'm going to use this np because I'm finding the mean of y. No, because we know it is going to be based on the x bar y bar. Okay, so your regression lines intersected x bar y bar. So based on that, I'm creating the scatter plot in the line. Okay, so in color. Ma'am, can you hear me? I think what is the sound? Okay, ma'am, can you hear me now? Ma'am, can you hear me? Yes. Okay. So now let me copy this and give it to you.
Yes, sir.
Yes. I think I can give it. Okay. Let me copy this. So we are doing simple linear regression. Okay. Sorry, this won't work. Sorry, I just wrongly I gave this, because right now you just see what I'm doing, because you don't have that file right now with you. Sorry, I should have shared this file with the organizers so that they might have send you. But right now, no issues. Okay. So here I'm just working with the file. Okay, which I bought inside. Then so I'm not going to share the code because it will not be useful to you. Okay. So and I'm going to find the regression plot. Similarly, I'm having another data set. Okay, but I'm going to use sklearn.linear model, and I'm going to find this. So this is finally going to give me this entire regression summary. Okay, so I'm having another data set. Now let me run that first. Okay, so I'm going to run all this NumPy SMP, because I'm going to use all this inside stats model, formula, API, SSM, and sklearn linear model, import linear regression. I'm importing all this because I'm going to go for the summary of the statistics. So now let me run this one. Okay, now let me run this table. See, I'm having another data set, REGR XLS. So let me run this. So I have bought the things inside. What is that data set? Is nothing but which talks about the TV ads and the car sold. Okay, so now I'm going to go for the scatter plot. So TB1 is the target variable where this data set is stored. So TB1 dot plot of, I'm going to plot TV ads to the cars sold. Okay, because your cars sold is going to depend on the TV ads. So cars sold will be your y-axis, and that will be your dependent axis. X is the independent axis. Okay, TV ads. Then I'm going to give labels. All these labels are very thing. Usually they used to do because PLT is the object which is going to deal with the plots. So I've used PLT Y label. I'm going to give as car sold. PLT title, sales in several UK regions, and PL.show gives me the entire thing. Okay, so this is an easy one. Now let me try to access only the columns. So first I'm going to create a column T equal to TB1. In that TB1, I'm going to access only the TV ads attribute. So I'm going T equal to TB1 of TV ads. Then I'm going to keep another C. So C equal to TB. TB1 is the master table. In that I'm going to access the car sold. Car sold is the next attribute. So you can see this is TV ads is one attribute. Car sold is another attribute. Okay. Then which it clearly tells me if I run this. Okay. Then I'm going to run this one. T equal to sm dot add constant, because in a regression line there are some constants, isn't it? Because I know a plus bx. A is the intercept, or I can call it as a constant. Okay, so sm dot add constant t. Then here I'm using OLS, sm dot OLS is a function. What is OLS? Ordinary least square technique. You know what is least square, no? If I'm drawing a line of best fit, I'm trying to minimize the residual. That means the distance between data point to that line. I'm going to collect all those, then I'm going to minimize that. So that is the idea of OLS. So here, if I mention OLS, automatically that particular function is being called here, and I'll be finding the fit. And you can see, if I run this, you can see all the full summary of your OLS regression result. See, this is your constant 10, and this is your. That means you can say car sold equal to, is it 10 plus 5 into TV ads. Okay, so I'm getting a regression line, and you can clearly see this is the p-value. P-value is given, which is less than 0.5, which says it is significant. Okay, and you can see R square value is also high. Okay, so the regression fit is moreover nearly perfect. More higher R square, more robust is your fit. Okay, and it gives you the entire picture. AIC is also, it gives AIC is very low. Akaki information criteria, that is also very low. Okay, F statistics it finds, so it gives the entire picture of this. So once after fitting a regression model, we have to make sure the model is robust by checking all these things, parameters, p-value, whether these regression coefficients are significant or not, whether they really play a important part in the regression or not, or just like that you are adding a variable. Okay, all these things you can study using the this summary of that result one. Okay, so with this I will just conclude here. Okay, and I've just given what to say, a small thing about this Python. It's a very beautiful language, extensively used for data science. Okay, still you can do linear algebra, everything you can do with this. So with this, I think I've just kindled a small interest in you people all to learn about Python. Okay, still I'm also learning, in the learning stage only. I cannot say I'm an expert in it. Each and every day new libraries are there coming. So each addresses a specific issue. So we are all learning this. As of May, I'm learning this daily. Okay. So with this few words, I should thank the organizers for giving me an opportunity to discuss, or to discuss is the correct word, whatever I have know with you all. Thank you. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Dear participants, if you have any questions, please ask.
If I know, I will answer. Otherwise, I will let you know.
Sure, sir.
Reference book of data science, so many books are available, ma'am. For example, you can see Python for data analytics. I think it is by, I think I was having that book also. I can show you some books. See, these are some books. Wes McKinney, Python for Data Science. Swaroop, a byte of Python. It's not BITE, BYTE, byte of Python. Okay. And so many statistics books. Douglas Montgomery, it's a very good book for regression analysis, thorough regression analysis. Okay. So these books are very good. Swaroop, okay, and Python for data analysis. If you Google it, plenty of books are available. Okay, plenty of books are available. Okay, so you can use that. So any other? Sailendra Trivedi want to ask something? If you want to just tell me. If I know, I will answer. Otherwise, I will let you know through the organizers. Ma'am, any questions, ma'am?
No question, it seems, sir, from the participants. Dear participants, you can post
Sailendra
your questions in chat.
Trivedi has raised a hand, no? I don't...
Yes, sir.
But whatever thing which I want to tell you within this stupid time, I have just tried to introduce those things to you. Okay. Share the PPT. Yes, I'm having only PPT with only 6 pages. If you want, I will share this. See, only 5 to 6 pages that this PPT is. If you want, I will share this. Okay, sharing the code, I will share the code. That I will do. Okay. Definitely, I will share the code. I will share the code. I will share it to ma'am, to the organizers. You can get it from the organizers.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
So I, on behalf of Management and Organizing Committee of Bannari Institute of Technology and Providence College for Women, Coonoor. Our heartfelt thanks to you, sir.
Thank you,
for
ma'am.
the
Ma'am, Ganga
wonderful
ma'am is there
session.
inside? Ganga ma'am is inside? Ganga ma'am is there inside? From Providence.
Providence, I did not check, sir. Let me check and give you, sir.
Okay.
So our sincere thanks to you, sir, for sharing
Okay,
your knowledge with us and also sharing the comments on the chat box while you teaching. So we practiced while you explaining to us. That was really helpful and interesting, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, ma'am.
I also thank the participants for their patience listening. We regret for the inconvenience caused to you in between. Thank you so much.
Can I stop sharing, ma'am?
Sure, sir.
Okay. Ma'am, thank you, ma'am. I take this opportunity to thank the organizers for giving us an opportunity, and I also take this opportunity to thank our university for allowing us to participate in this type of webinars for other university colleges. Thank you.
Definitely, sir. We also thanks to you and your institution.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So can I leave, ma'am, or whether
Sure,
I have
sir.
to stay back?
Sure,
Okay.
sir.
Okay. So thank you, participants. Thank you for your patient listening. Okay, thank you.
Dear participants, you can find the feedback form in the chat box.
Okay,
there is
ma'am.
an announcement for the
Ma'am, I'm
participants.
leaving here. I'm
Sure,
leaving
sir.
here. Leaving here. Okay.
There is an announcement for the participants. Please join on the same link tomorrow sharp at 10 a.m. Please join on the same link tomorrow sharp at 10 a.m.